Also, das ist jetzt mein erster Auftritt als Papa Mojo. That's my first, that's my my first video as Papa Mojo, and I'm gonna speak in English. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it like that, but this first video is gonna be in English because I just had a comment from a person from the United States, 22 years old, and he said that my English is better than the English of some people of his country, and that was very encouraging for me and I thought I would speak in English now today on this video. Yeah, as you might have known already, my other account, if you know it, I don't know if you know it, but it doesn't matter because it's an old account. It's my first YouTube account, and it's the account where I uploaded all the other videos to, but it's with a name that my parents know, and this name could be found on the web in Google or something, and that's why I created myself a second identity on YouTube, so they aren't able to find me, because I don't want my parents to find me on the web and to watch my videos, these videos, and I hope they won't. They're not that clever anyway, but yeah, I have my reasons for that. It's hard to explain, but I have my reasons. And my parents are very difficult people. My girlfriend yesterday said that she feels that they have a lot of negative energy, and that she feels a lot of envy in my mother and a lot of manipulative power in my father, and it was hard for me to explain to her why my parents are like they are. And maybe I should have been doing this before. I should have been creating myself an identity that is not connected to my parents, because the name I used in my old account, YouTube account, is a name my parents gave me, and this new YouTube account is a name that I gave myself. And I hope they won't find me, and I hope that this mindset that I have now with this new account is better and helps me be open in a different way than I was on the other account where the name was given by my parents. Yeah. So this is a kind of a liberation strike or stroke, a rebel action. It's like the underground. I can walk in the shades like I do now on this account, in the shadows, and I can also walk in the light, like that guy from this movie, how was he called? Wesley Snipes was playing it. He was vampire, Blade, exactly, Blade. He wasn't vampire, but still he could walk in the daylight because he had this special power that no other vampire has. And it's important to have your personal underground, but it's also important to be able to act like a hypocrite, because it's important to be able to deal with hypocrites, because if you don't deal with them and only work in the underground, you can probably have a problem, I don't know. And since my parents are my parents, and since my parents are hypocrites, and since in some stupid, strange way I love my parents, I have to be on the same level as them, and I have to be a hypocrite then, because they're hypocrites. And but still I want to cultivate my personal, my true side, my real side, and where I'm not playing, where I'm being authentic, and where I'm being myself, and where I'm being what I am, or better, what I created myself, the thing that I created for myself, and that is me. And that's my hidden side, the side that I never show my parents, because I know my parents would never understand that side, and because it's way too real for them, and too honest, and too open, and too bright for them, and it's very sexual, and it's very and my parents have a big problem with sexuality. They are very unkinky people. My mother just recently saw a picture of a couple embracing each other, and both were topless, but they had trousers on, and she was totally embarrassed by this. And so you can see that she's very sexually immature, because she isn't even able to see a picture like that. And yeah, and I've never been able to talk about stuff like that on my other account, the old account where my parents were the name givers, because I always had to be afraid that they would find, if they type in that name that they gave me in Google or something, they could find my channel and they could watch my videos. And so I always had to be careful what I say in these videos. With these videos, like with this new account, I hope that I am able to be more myself, or the self, this part of myself that I created for myself. There is parts of myself that
Ich habe Post.
that my parents created, but like certain ideas that I took over from them. But there is a strong personal side that I also have in myself, that I cultivated, and that I want to cultivate more in the future. And that is possible because at this time of my life I'm becoming independent from my parents, not only physically, like physically you get independent from your mother when you get cut, how do you call it, the navel cord maybe, when the connection between baby and mother is the first physical parting. And then later on in my 20s and beginning of my 20s, I moved out of their house, and it was the second physical split that I had with them, and now it's the third physical split, which is not only physical. I'm gonna have to make a next video, because I'm talking a lot, and that's very good, because I stopped talking on my other account because I couldn't talk there anymore. I was totally blank in my head, and here I can talk, which is excellent, and I love it. Yeah, so the third split that I'm gonna have with my parents is the financial split, because from the day I was born until